Morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I got a couple people asking me to, they see me do these lessons right off the bat, what we can do with the app dice, but many people always say, like, well, Ryan, I would love it if you actually, made the lesson completely from there. I mean, not a long lesson, but a short lesson. So anyhow, I recently recreated a new one, and of course, I picked up these wonderful sticker emojis from the different ones at Samurai Camp yesterday, Classroom Doji, Emoji, chalk and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an emoji lesson right based on this, completely live with the app dice. So I'm actually going to ask somebody right now here, looking at my wonderful emoji stickers here, which one would you pick? There are 4 of you watching. Which one would you like me to pick as choice? Any of these? Any takers? Julie, I know you're watching. The underwater classroom doji guy. All right. So we're going to take him. So that's it. So we're going to be doing a pretty much lesson. I'm going to do an underwater lesson, and we're going to create underwater lessons for a digital classroom between these 2 app dice. I got my new. This is brand new. I just made this morning. This is Digital Classroom. It does everything from Google to iPad. I was doing a Seesaw training yesterday. I was doing stuff like Explain Everything. I got Google Classroom. I got Paper by 53. And then I got my Pluto app dice I created a couple weeks ago. So we're going to make a full digital license. What did you get them to, templates to make it? I use Pic Collage. So I'll show an example right here, because I knew people were going to ask me. So I go to Pic Collage. And I have to turn this because Pic Collage is only done in portrait mode. They have not turned it into landscape mode. So I'm going to go right into Pic Collage. I'm going to let it pop up. I'm going to go create a new template. And as you can see, I have my previous template I made right here. But here's what I do. Is you can do one of 2 ways. You can go get a free one off Teachers Pay Teachers, Tim Vandewald's, Kai Salt, whatever. But easiest way to do this, and always label it, is get your dice template. Pick your dice template. Let it thing. And as you can see, this is from Tim Vandewald's. So it's timvandewald.com. He has got tons of these templates. He's very fun. They're all free resources too. So I'm going to double tap this. I'm going to set this as a background. I'm going to throw this away. Now I have my background for my dice. So now I can just import my pictures. And I can do it one of 2 ways. I either have them snapshot from my camera roll for the dice apps I use. That's if you're doing your school, I say that's the best way to do it. I do multiple because I work with other teachers who have different types of apps, so we do searches. And I try to keep them updated. So I'll put one right here. I'll put in Seesaw app. And this will be doing Seesaw a lot. I'm gonna class this as classroom. There it is. I'm going to position it so it meets the square just like so. Now here's what some people don't know about Pic Collage, and this goes on Android and iPad. When it's crooked like that, if you just shake it, it automatically straightens up them so you can line up your apps really well. So basically is I would set these all up, whatever, and then what happens is I would hit the share arrow and I would save it. And then I can print it out. Oh, you're welcome there. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't know that. Some people were talking, I know Tony Vincent and Megan Zigman, thanks for the hearts, we're talking about that. Now, here's something interesting, too. See these commercials? If you put on airplane mode on your iPad, this will take away those commercials. Now, the only bad news is, of course, you can't do a web search, Pic Collage. Oh yeah, and that's the one thing is people never ask me this. But here's a little thing here. Like I'm going to take this. I did this little one. We send this off in a second here because I have this and all that. So I'm going to hit this one here. I did for a Tech Tuesday for Genius Hour. I did a huge 2-hour Genius Hour. I had about several teachers from a Google Hangout. One in my classroom. I'm not going there. So let's say I'm going to save this now. I'm going to share this Mrs. Dot here. So it's going to save to my library. And this is what I love about the airplane mode. I hit the check mark. Look, no commercial popped up because I put airplane mode on. The airplane mode completely keeps from free apps from commercials or advertisements showing up on your apps. This works for any app. Now, if you're doing a full Wi-Fi connection, that's going to mess that up. But if you do one here where, oh, I have my pictures, I'm just going to make some posters. I don't really grab anything from the web. I already got it. And I'm just going to assemble it. Do it that way because you put on airplane mode, you will have no commercials. So that's how I do that. So give me a second here. I'm going to reposition this, and I'm going to turn off airplane mode. Oh yeah, no, it is awesome. I mean, a lot of people don't know that about airplane mode. I've known that for quite a couple of years. So anyhow, I have my underwater classroom doji guide. Those I know some schools at classdojo.com. Now, we tried Class Dojo 2 years ago. We had a problem with the budget and everything else, so that did not work out. But if you want to go into Class Dojo, this is really good, especially if you're in emojis, is they have their own set of emojis right here, and you can sign up for free and get your resources. I mean, you can do basic, but we're moving to Seesaw and Ren Web, so that's why we're not using this, and we got Google Classroom. But Classroom Dojo is where this sticker icon is from for this emoji. They have their own set of emojis. It's actually a lot of fun, and it's great classroom organization for a digital classroom in elementary level. I highly recommend it. Ours was just a financial reason why it happened. So anyhow, so we're going to roll the dice here. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll one of these twice for digital classroom use, and then we're going to roll one of these. And then I'm going to make this lesson completely live. I'll ask for your feedback too. So first thing is I want to roll the big new one. We got Google Classroom, everybody, so no matter what, we are going to be using this in a Google Classroom lesson. So there we go. That's first established. I'm going to roll a second time. I got Seesaw. So we got Seesaw Classroom, and I know not many of your people are just asking you, whoa, Ryan, how are you going to do both Seesaw and Google Classroom? Great question. This water lesson is we're going to design two versions of it. One will be the full Google Classroom, and the other one will be for Seesaw here. And this, I'm going to really do fun for Seesaw because I have the idea in my head right now. So those are done. So Google Classroom and Seesaw. So basically right now, this underwater lesson is going to be for all grade levels. One will be elementary, and the other one is going to be Google Classroom. I highly recommend it, Nikki. Seesaw is great. It's now on all avenues. It used to be on iPad. Now it's on desktop, Android, everything. It is great for digital classroom. I will go over it when we get to that part of the lesson. I loved it. I went to a training session on it yesterday, so now I'm diverse in Edmodo, Schoology, Google Classroom, and Seesaw. And I do have experience in Class Dojo, so I do know a lot of digital classrooms. That's why he's sitting there in the water. All right, so now we're gonna roll Pluto here and see what Pluto gets. Now I'm just gonna tell you. I agreed to do that EdCamp Global one. I'm going to be able to watch it. They were asking me to do a session, but I got so much going on Saturday, I just cannot sit and do it. I was going to do an emoji grading with John, but him and I are just so busy right now for EdCamp Global. But I will be following Twitter on that. So let's roll Pluto. Awesome, everybody. We have Kid Blog. This is going to be fantastic. So I'm just going to do those three. So we're going to do Kid Blog along with Google Classroom and Seesaw about underwater. This is really simple. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to design it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go right now into Google Classroom. Not on my iPad. I'm going to go right here on my on my laptop here. Let me position the camera here. We're going to go to Google Classroom. Hold on, give me a second. There we go. Wonderful. So I'm going to go to Google. So I'm going to create this underwater lesson. I'm going to put them right there so we all know. We're going to swim into learning. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to log into Google Classroom. Now the truth is, you know, we just recently whitelisted our servers too, so that way we could actually have them instead of creating new accounts. First year we did it, we had to create 2 email accounts for a couple teachers who were using it, but we're not doing it. So this is what we're going to do. My students love to do this. I'm going to put this in the paperless classroom because that's what it is. So I'm going to go to the paperless classroom. My students always do an underwater mobile and everything. So what we're going to do is create an underwater sea creatures for our area in the water, like Lake Michigan, Lake Geneva area and everything because we live by the state line. So I'm going to go right in here and make my assignment. So I'm going to click on here and say assignment. And I'm going to say local underwater creatures. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say right here, I'm going to tell students to read the Google Doc and create a full Google Slides report on local underwater creatures in the state line. So there's that. That's all created. Oops, I'm sorry, I dropped my phone. I need to get a selfie cam or a poster. I actually have a document stand camera. It's going to hold the iPad, so it'll be an iPhone, so it'll be similar to this, but it'll be like a little thing. It's part of the newsroom in a box that we get from TouchCast. We're going to do that. So be much easier when I did. So I've done that. So now for the paper, and this is, it says right here, do you want to assign this to paperless classroom, or do you want to do this for multiple classrooms? As I get right there, you can do multiple. You can be in one classroom and you can multi-assign assignment. I mean, a simple one can be is I want you to create your own emoji grading system, and you can assign that to up to, you know, as many classrooms as you have. That can be one assignment, but it'll be only for the students in each of those classrooms. So many people don't know that either. So I already got this. I'm going to basically just assign this. The students know how to make their Google Docs and everything else. I just told them, hey, you know, read the Google Doc, do that. So I'm just going to attach, I'm going to go right to my Google Drive, and I'm going to attach my Google Doc. I have several Google Doc platforms here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that in here. Where are you? I had it a second ago. I apologize for this. Like I said, this is a live view. That's what you got to love, just like live theater. Okay, here we go. Small town business document. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add that to my classroom. It's ready to go. Students say view the file, because that's all they're going to do. I just want them to view the file. If I wanted to, I could edit it if I want to, or I could make a copy for each student, take one. But since I'm just doing a main view file for them to watch it, I'm going to keep this view. I'm going to do this. I'm going to double check everything. I'm going to check the assignments or save a draft. I'm going to assign this classroom lesson, because I know what they're going to do. And right there, it's due tomorrow, because I was doing it, but I'm going to edit this because I want to change the due date on this. So I'm just going to fix this. I'm going to go right here to the calendar. You can do this beforehand. I didn't do this. I'm just showing you how you edit this. So I'm going to go here. This is not due until the 4th, which is our Tech Tuesday for Google Classroom. So that's all set. I hit save. Boom, ready to go. Not done because there's only one student. I'm doing a test student here, but it's ready to go. So when this is finished, it'll be done. So that is the underwater classroom assignment here. But now I'm going to go into Seesaw and do this. So I'm going to go to Seesaw. And you're going to see how to use Kid Blog in a little bit, because I'm going to use the Kid Blog with the Seesaw assignments for Genius Hour. So this is what we're going to do. And I keep forgetting that Seesaw likes iPads in a certain orientation, so I got to reposition that. Give me a second. I apologize. That was me forgetting. You know, hey, it's Thursday. We get close to the weekend, we forget. All right. That's better. This is, by the way, one I did for Stick Around yesterday. If you're watching my Periscope yesterday on using Digital Classroom for Stick Around and Seesaw. So we got to make a new assignment. So I'm going to go right here and hit the plus button on Seesaw. Ta-da! So I am going to do a note to students. So I'm going to click on Note. And this is what I'm going to tell them. And as you can see, I get like a real paper. That's what I love about Seesaw. It works like real paper in a digital format. So I want to do this. After completing your underwater mobile, you will then write a kid blog on your favorite underwater creature and share with the class. All right, so that's awesome. So I have this all in here. Oh, thank you. I know, some people look at brilliant and everything. I mean, I'm just going with it. So what I'm going to do is going to check that off. So now here's what's awesome. I can add a note or I can add a voice note, because I do have 2 students coming in soon, and they do have a reading comprehension problem, so I have to do a voice note. So this also works great because I can do this recording for voice notes. So I'm going to read this to them. It's going to give me a countdown to 1. After completing your mobile, you will write a kid blog on your favorite underwater creature and share it with your classroom. You may ask for help if you have any problems, but be sure to write about your favorite creature under the sea. So that's finished. I can check mark it. And now what happens is I can play it back over. After completing your mobile, you will write. Now what was cool about this is recording this voice note too for Seesaw is this also showed that I made a couple of writing mistakes up there. It should say you will then, and it says I'll then, will then write a kid blog on your favorite one. So I have this all finished. I'm going to check mark it. The recording's there. I'm going to hit the check mark too. It's going to say, do you want to do this to your students? And as you can see, Seesaw does emoji characters as well as emoji grading right here. This is what I really like about this, so the students can do it for the emoji classroom grading. So once this is it, I'm just going to say I want to assign this to everybody because I don't want just one or two students, but if you can always differentiate the assignment because as we all say, we don't want to make recipes. So I just hit everybody. It will select all the students. I'm going to hit the check mark. It's going to prep the item. And now this is a full assignment for students to listen and do, and then they'll go on to Kid Blog and write about their favorite one. And what's really great then is after that, once the students have completed their Google Slides, I will say I want you to make this as a live Snagit blog so they can go into Snagit and basically talk about their presentation. So that way it's on a vlog going on to their students. So right there is a live creation. I did it right here using a little emoji characters as the basis for everybody. So there you go. There is your live assignment. Any questions or concerns or other things you want to see done? Oh, thank you for the hearts. Always love the hearts. Most hearts I think I got was about 8 in a row once. One of these days I'll do a big Periscope and I'll have tons of people probably. But, baby steps. Do you like the assignment? Everybody was saying brilliant and was really cool, and check out Seesaw. So yeah, check out Seesaw. Any other questions? Anybody want to make me a quick lesson off the fly? Oh, you are welcome, Julie. I will upload this Periscope right onto YouTube in a little bit, and then what I'll do is I'm going to post the videos I've done the last couple of days for Emoji Classroom. I also got a screencast coming to explain everything about dominoes in the Emoji Classroom for a math lesson. I think people are going to really like. I know John's going to jump all over it, but yeah, I got several ones right here. You are welcome so much, Julie. I'm going to do a little couple other things, but this is a little one too. You also can create almost all apps, especially ones for digital classroom for younger, have their own version of emojis. Yeah, Nikki, I really highly recommend looking at the Seesaw because you can set up as free. It will do the free classes for a year, and yeah, you can pay for a pro account. But if you're going to have different classrooms, you can just download the instruments because some parents want to do different. And what happens is they can do why it's good. Well, the one thing is because it's a great way to get on the paperless pro classroom. You don't have to jump straight on. I mean, like I said, Classroom Dojo is another great example for digital classroom for elementary students. The only difference is, like I said, for Seesaw is even though they do the free use and all that for things, what you can do is after that class is done, you can archive it, start a brand new class, new students. Parents can then just follow a new group code with their students, and they don't have to pay the extra money unless they want to keep all the assignments. So it gives you the option of paid and not paid for the classroom. So it's really good. We're going to use ours for Genius Hour and Edgy Clipper and that, and we're just going to go from there. We're going to just go slightly off that. We're starting Ren Web this year, so we want to have parents only go so fast. We don't want to get them too crazy. I almost won an Osmo. Thanks for the thumbs up. I almost won an Osmo yesterday at Samurai Camps where I got all these guys. Oh, I just lost out on it. I'm really debating doing a donor's choose for Osmo, but I have to clear it with the school board because we got to watch where the money comes in. Because I would love. You are so welcome, Mrs. M. I really want to get an Osmo for all our PK through K classes because they just do so much for that, and then we could just have them work on that. I'd love to get 2 for classrooms. So if anybody's going to buy an Osmo and do a donation, please consider contacting me. I'd love to get it for our classroom. Just in budget wise, I can't do it right now, but we got the iPads. We just need the devices for the Osmo. If anybody's got any ideas, are there any other questions? No one? All right, I am going to finish this Periscope. I will upload this to my YouTube channel. I'll have these all posted on my blog probably in the next 10-15 minutes. And then I'm going to finish up the screencast for my Dominoes screencast. I'm doing an Explain Everything. I've got it right here. It's an emoji dominoes math lesson. I think everybody's really going to get a kick out about this. I'm going to get it finished hopefully in the next half an hour, and I'll have that posted also live and on my blog. So, and as you can see, there it is. It's ready to go. I'll give a little sneak peek to everybody. And there it is. You'll find out later what it's all about. Thanks for watching.